All right, guys, I've gotten a ton of questions on the first gen here, so I figured we would just make a video about every single thing that, at least off the top of my head, that I can remember. We'll start exterior, interior, motor, the whole nine. We'll just try to lay it all out there for you guys, so if there is any questions about it, I can hopefully answer them for you. If there's anything I don't answer, like you want more specific on and that you have questions about, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it the best I can. And I'll put pictures up as we go along of like how we picked this up, because I've owned this for about 2 and some odd months now. I picked it up in April of 2020. So exterior wise, I picked it up just like this. Rhino lined, they rhino lined from here down. As you can tell, this part's like smoother than if you were to go like back here, like back here. This, like, you got a tortilla, you could grate some cheese on this bad boy. So when I first bought it, I was like, oh, I can just sand this off. Well, ended up being more of a pain in the butt than I thought, so we've just left it paint and everything for the most part. We haven't messed with anything out here. I think this, for the most part, is kind of what saved the body and paint for how good a shape it is. The body is really straight. There's only 2 dents, one here and one over on the other side, exact same spot. So exterior wise though, its body lines are really straight. I just decided to put a hole through the hood. More closer, like okay, so up front, this grill was chrome, painted it gloss black, $70 headlights off of Amazon. There's actually a video about these on my channel. Great headlights for the money. These were stock reflectors. We just put a pinstripe piece of tape and I painted them black so that just a little bit shines through. Matte black bumper. These are 20 by 12 Moto Metals. These came on my 3rd gen. They already had the 420s on them. We put the forces on. They were already curb rashed and everything, and they had the street tires on them, and they were going to work for the 1st gen. So we have No Sweat Customs traction bars. My man Garrett fabbed these up for me. He doesn't build for just everyone, so unfortunately you won't be able to get you a set. He only builds for friends, but I love them. They look absolutely sweet. In the back, the truck did have 3-inch blocks on it when I bought it, and it was sitting like this really bad, so we just pulled the blocks out of the rear, got new U-bolts. Me and my dad extended up. We just got, these were like rough country shocks, I believe. Garrett cut me out some tabs to weld onto the axle for the shocks to mount to. We mounted it into the same top bar. They're rough country shocks. I just spray painted them with Mexichrome, and they look sweet, and they're partially chrome, so it does the job. But exterior wise, that should be everything. Now we'll get into some interior stuff. Okay, interior wise, I get a ton of questions on the seats and whatnot. So these are Corbo seats and a Corbo bracket. You can buy this bracket specifically for like Dodges, like 80 to 93 or something. Bolts right in. They don't give you hardware, but and then this is a 2015 Chevy center console. It was in another truck I had previously bought, and I tore it out of it, and we just basically welded it right to the bracket of the Corbo, and it gives me 3 cup holders and a place to rest my arm as I'm banging through them gears. Carpet, it's dirty, but this I think was from like stockinteriors.com or something. Had a gray one in it beforehand. I put the black one in it just to help clean it up in here. Wanted black instead of the normal gray. But all the door panels and everything, great shape, no cracked dash. So on the drivers, we've obviously got, I'll talk about this when we talk about trans and motor stuff, but gauges, all auto meter. These were basically all here when I got it, and we just put in the tack, exhaust pressure, fuel pressure. This was from, I don't know off the top of my head, but he makes these little 3D printed things that angle the gauges so you can see. No headliner, didn't come with them, just metal, came with the visors and everything, but these pieces and interior pieces are really hard to find, so we haven't really worried about it. Here's what it is. before I get into the goods, the engine stuff everyone wants to know about, this is a Grand Rock hood stack fab kit. It's like a full bolt-on 6-inch thing, really nice kit. Now the goods. So this is a 1990 first gen. The motor and trans are out of a 94. Keep in mind, I bought it with the motor swap and trans swap already done. This motor's gone through, I think, 3 revisions now. This is its 3rd one. But intercooler, this is actually just a stock 2nd gen intercooler. I also painted it with a good old Mexichrome. Makes it look like it's brand new. I get tons of questions on that, and it's literally just a stock 2nd gen cooler, and I spray painted it with Mexichrome. Mishimoto radiator. This is for a 94. Everything, I mean, yeah, intercooler 2nd gen one, so I'll probably off a 94 radiator 2nd gen one. And then these are Flexolite direct bolt-on fans for a 94 radiator. They bolted pretty much right on. We had to do some cleanup of some brackets, but I'll put in like some clips and stuff of the different renditions it's gone through. But basically it had initial compounds on it when I bought it, no wire tuck, really messy up under here. We got it and it was just basically used for what it was. It had like a S475 and a stock 1st gen turbo on there. And then I got on it, it needed like an oil pan gasket and just the whole reseal basically. So that's when the first rendition of this went through, and we powder coated a ton of stuff. And I think I bought HX40. It was like a 69mm and then a 480. These were all off of KSL and Facebook. Anything I can buy used, I'll buy used. So we powder coated those. I think I dynoed 652 on the initial setup that I got from the truck, and then we threw the compounds on, and then now we are on. This is a single S469 87.90 exhaust housing from the guys at Black Tie Race Fab up in Colorado. Steed Speed T4. The compounds were a T3 setup, and so it was just time to upgrade and just make that's why we're on a single right now. I'm sure we'll end up back with compounds, but right now this is doing the job. We did blow the head gasket on the compound setup previous to this one, and so me being me, I found a fire ringed head off of KSL. Had valve springs, retainers, keepers, all that already. So 103 pound valve springs, fire ringed head, titanium keepers and all that. Stock push rods. This is a stock bottom end, stock cam, all that. It's all stock bottom end. I have no plans on building the bottom end unless something happens. Fuel wise, this is Seth at Feral Diesel hooked us up with a 13 mil P pump from him. I don't know, he has like this is a stage 5. He has like multiple different stages, but if you guys are looking for a pump for your 12 valve, his prices and his customer service and everything, like he's the man. Stock lines with some 5x18 injectors. They should be plenty big enough for whatever I'm trying to do. The pump was pinned at 26 degrees, so we're at 26 degrees of timing. There's a fast 260 in the back and fuel cell. We can go over that back as we get back there. I also get a ton of questions on the Banks twin ram. I think a lot of guys that ask me is because they have a 1st gen. Well, this is a 94 motor and a 1st gen, so I don't know if it'll work with a V pump or your 1993 or 1992 setups, but I basically bought it for the looks factor. I'm sure it helps, but I just saw it on Greg A's 1st gen actually, and I wanted one, and so I bought one, and looks great, and it's been doing the job so far. Heating machine front cover, a billet tappet cover with the breathers that are routed right here to a vibrant catch can. This dipstick has never been wet, so, and there's no fluid in the bottom of it, so it's doing its job, and it's able to run back downhill. We did a wire cleanup the best we could, so basically wire loomed everything, and they come with this little lip, so we just kind of tried to tuck everything the best we can just to clean it up. I mean, 1st gens only have like 6 wires, so it ain't too hard to clean them up.
Simplicity.
But yeah, it's just a 1994 basically bone stock with a ton of fuel and a ton of air. That's really all there is to it. Just powder coated this gorgeous bronze chrome from Prismatic Powders. In the bed, if you guys had seen our recent, or our whole build series really, this winter, we did the trans fan back here, dual optimal batteries back here, routed all and a fuel cell, 20-gallon fuel cell, Amazon special. These brackets for the batteries were also Amazon special. Fuel cell, 20-gallon, all vibrant AN fittings. Fast 260s mounted up under there, real clean, tucked away, and it's been great so far. But so the trans was swapped in here when I bought it. The ratchet shifter was in here. We haven't touched anything trans related at all. This is a B&M ratchet shifter. Can bang every single gear, reverse lockout, park, your overdrive, lockup switches. That's a 47 RH, billet input shaft, stock stall converter. That's why we can't spool this converter or this turbo at all. Has, I think, a billet input is the only thing. Billet servo, like accumulator stuff. I'd have to look on the list on my phone, but we're basically just waiting for this to grenade. No billet intermediate or output shaft. We're just gonna keep on putting it through the ringer until she says no more. We have a spare trans at the house. I think for the most part that's it, unless you can think of anything.
I think that's pretty much covered it. What about the hula girl?
So this, if you guys watch the build series, you basically saw us go through this, like the third rendition of this engine bay in powder color. And
yeah, just look at the previous videos if you want details on what we did.
But if there's anything that you guys have specific questions on, just comment down below. I tried to cover this the best I can. It's a lot. Trying to remember every little thing that we've done to this is a pain, but I figured I covered the air side, the fuel side. Yeah, valve train, ARP 625s. I made the heater hose kit just out of -10 AN lines.
And we got the dampener, the fluid dampener.
Fluid damper. If you guys have a 12 valve, I highly recommend fluid damper. I think we changed too much in the time being, but I definitely noticed in the higher RPMs when we were out racing that it doesn't shake as bad. And when we dynoed at Randy's, the whole truck was like shaking when we were up in the higher RPM. So I want to get it on a dyno just to see, but the idles definitely smoothed out with it. It's a little quieter. They're definitely a hefty price for what they are, but I think it's worth it. But if there is anything we missed, please just let me know down below, and I will answer it the best I can. And yeah, that's just a good old farm truck tractor with tractor motor with a ton of air and a ton of fuel. What more could you want? So that's it. I guess that worked. Try to think here.
I'd probably just say something like,
but that's a wrap for this video. I just butchered that again. I lost train of thought.
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap for this video, and
See you next time. That's a wrap for this video. See you next time round. Or what do they say on the next go round or whatever? Catch you on the next one.
But if you guys have any questions about anything on this that I missed, interior, exterior, motor, anything, I'll leave a comment down below and I'll get back with you and let you know if I didn't answer it in here for you directly. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Hope you guys liked it and it could answer some of your guys' questions for you. That's a wrap, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.